2019, and what does it mean to you? We're touching base on how we are looking at 2019 individually and as a whole. Let's talk about it. Roll it. Welcome back to another video where we've been exploring 2019 and how changes are to come. In day one, I talked about 2019 and me and where I'm going with this channel and the things I'm doing with the different channels I'm going to be creating and how all of this moves together. And the big word was authenticity, being authentic, not only to what I'm doing and what I'm delivering, but more in line with who I am and the decisions I'm making for myself. In yesterday's video, we talked about this authenticity and we really looked at it from a perspective of what decisions are you making, what changes you're moving towards, those things called New Year's resolutions that never work out, and how do we actually implement them so that we can be very truthful to ourselves on the decisions we're making, align them accordingly to the expectations that are realistic, and then use accountability to really push ourselves through the beginning and through the middle of the year so we can stay on track to achieving those things we want to achieve. So the process is simple. We're going to ask ourselves, what does 2019 really mean to us? What does it mean to me specifically, and how does that all relate to what you're trying to achieve? What does 2019 bring at the end of the 12-month journey we're going to be on? What do we want to see, and what do we want to say, and what do we want to be proud of? A lot of the times people will sit there and they'll start the year off strong, and then halfway through they've realized they've done nothing. But let's be realistic, most people realize it about the 3-month mark. Then they kind of try to adjust, but then they never really get back on the bandwagon. That excitement's over and they're back to routine. Our goal is to really put into action a plan that fits the narrative of what we have in store for ourselves for 2019 in a form of what does it mean when 2019 ends? What does this year really mean to us? For me, it's a lot of it to do with authenticity, of me really staying true to myself, being accountable for the things I say I'm going to do, and pushing forward in a form of perseverance, you would say, through some things that I find incredibly challenging, but of course in the things that I know I need to be doing each and every day that I can't stop. The purpose is there, and 2019 needs to be about purpose. And it needs to be really chosen in a way where you are being truthful to yourself of your capabilities in comparison to the wants and needs that are required in the journey of you achieving it. Capabilities will be able to tell you, hey, I know I can do this each day in order to get that want or need. If we lie to ourselves about the capabilities, well, what do you think is going to happen with the wants or needs? You guessed it, they won't be achieved. So break it down very simply to yourself. What is it that I want and I need? What are my capabilities? How do I grow into that? And how does this all relate to 2019? What do I want to be saying at the end of 2019? How does this all fit the narrative? And what am I going to do to be accountable for myself? What happens when I realize, that thing I had planned out isn't working out? How do I adjust it? And how does that look like in a form of me progressing? And when you see these capabilities really pop out in game time now, instead of being upset at yourself for not being able to do certain things, you can realign that planning so that you can see growth again. And the accountability doesn't become a thing where you just don't want to see, you don't want to be part of it, but rather you embrace it and you enjoy being or seeing the things that you need to be accountable for. You're calling yourself out and you're making the changes needed to see that success you've been looking for. My name is Nikos Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. Hit that like button if you like what you see. Of course, hit the subscribe button to get your daily motivational idea to get you moving in the right direction. And of course, leave your comment below. Leave your story. What does 2019 mean to you? And what does it look like in accordance to what you're capable of versus the wants and needs? And how do you plan to address everything?